All right, so are you ready to like really get into the world of MrBeast?
No, I am. Yeah.
We're going to be unpacking this interview of him that he did on The Diary of a CEO.
Okay.
And
I've heard good things about this one.
yeah, this one's really in depth.
Yeah.
So MrBeast, obviously, for anyone who doesn't know,
Right.
is like the biggest YouTuber on the planet right now.
Yeah. He's crushing it. Videos, insane philanthropy, now even Beast games. It's like, what can't he do?
And it's interesting because he's just like,
Yeah.
he doesn't quite fit the mold.
He doesn't fit the mold. You can't put him in a box. The way he approaches success, his outlook on life, even happiness. It's not your typical influencer spiel,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's refreshing, honestly,
Yeah.
to hear someone so open about their journey, the good, the bad, and even the ugly. From childhood struggles to mental health, he puts it all out there.
Yeah. And he really like starts right from the beginning. You know, he was 11 years old
Okay.
and declared, I'm going to be a YouTuber or die trying.
That's intense. 11 years old. Most kids are worried about Pokemon cards or whatever.
I know.
This kid's already plotting global domination through YouTube.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it wasn't just talk.
Right.
Like he really truly felt like such an outsider.
You can see that. He talks about feeling like a freak in school, couldn't connect with anyone on that level.
Right.
I mean, it's tough when your ambitions are that far ahead of your peers, you know?
Totally.
It makes you question if there's something wrong with you.
Right.
When really it's just that you're wired differently.
Yeah.
You have a different vision, a different fire in your belly.
Mm-hmm. And I think that sort of feeds into the story here because he was driven from such a young age.
You can't deny that. That intensity, even at 11, it's insane.
Right. Like that drive wasn't just like, I want to be famous.
Yeah.
You know, like he really.
Right. It's deeper than that.
Yeah.
He talks about his family going bankrupt when he was 11. His mom working multiple jobs just to keep things afloat.
Yeah.
That kind of experience, it changes you.
Totally.
Instills a sense of responsibility, a drive to succeed not just for yourself, but for your family.
Yeah.
To take care of those who took care of you.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a huge driving force for him early on.
Right. And it wasn't necessarily like his mom was on board from the beginning.
Oh, absolutely not. Can you imagine your 11-year-old saying they're going to be a YouTube star? Most parents would be like, go finish your homework.
Totally.
And that's exactly what happened. He talks about her begging him to do homework, practically in tears while he's off grinding on YouTube.
Right.
It's this clash of worldviews, hers, grounded in stability, traditional success.
Right.
His, this uncharted territory, this new frontier of online content creation.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, how do you even explain that?
How do you explain that to someone who's just worried about putting food on the table? It's tough. He eventually gained her trust, but it came through proving himself, through success.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there's another layer to this whole family dynamic. His father, a topic he avoids discussing altogether.
Yeah. That's
almost like a taboo subject, you know?
Yeah.
Makes you wonder what's going on there.
Right.
Especially since his mom has spoken about a pretty tumultuous relationship with his dad in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Adds another layer of complexity to his story.
So it sounds like he's got this like intense drive to succeed from this young age.
Right.
Family struggles definitely shaped that.
Definitely. Shaped his work ethic, his ambition, his whole outlook on life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not as simple as just wanting to make money, you know?
Yeah.
He talks about YouTube being this potential gold mine early on.
Right.
A way to support his family, which makes sense given their situation. But to reduce his motivation to just money, I think that's missing the bigger picture.
Yeah, I think
it's more complex than that.
Oversimplifying it, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of complex, he is super open about living with Crohn's disease.
Oh, man, that hit me hard. Diagnosed at 15, constant pain, bathroom issues, the works, plus the meds he has to take weaken his immune system.
Right.
Not exactly ideal for someone who's constantly on the move, filming these crazy challenges.
Yeah, it's like not exactly what you would expect for someone in his line of work.
Right, you'd think he'd be this picture of perfect health.
Yeah.
But no, he's dealing with this chronic illness on top of everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly incredible that he's able to function at such a high level with that hanging over him.
Mm-hmm.
Speaks volumes about his resilience, his mental fortitude.
Right, and then on top of that, he has ADHD.
Yeah, and get this. He sees it as an asset.
Right.
Calls it his superpower. This ability to hyperfocus for hours on end. Like his brain's wired differently, allowing him to see solutions others miss. It's fascinating.
It's like, so is this obsession, though? I don't know, is that too far?
That's the question, isn't it? We celebrate the hustle, the grind, but at what cost?
Right.
He's open about the downsides, constant travel, long hours, struggling to work out or even sleep properly. He even admits to being more unhappy than happy this year due to the pressure.
Whoa.
Makes you think, right?
Yeah.
Is it all worth it?
Yeah, like how does he even do it?
Well, he talks about a few key principles that have helped him along the way.
Okay.
Surrounding yourself with the right people, the purple cow effect of standing out, and having employees who are just as driven as he is.
Okay, let's break those down because those sound pretty
Let's do it.
crucial.
All right, so starting with the people. It goes back to that early isolation he felt, right? Finding his tribe, those who get his ambition, that's crucial.
Okay.
Then you've got the purple cow concept. Basically, you got to be different, unexpected. Think of a purple cow in a field of regular ones that stands out, right?
Right.
That's how content goes viral. You got to be the purple cow.
So do you think he's consciously
Oh, yeah.
trying to be that purple cow?
I think it's both conscious and subconscious. He has this innate ability to tap into what people want, what they haven't seen before.
Right.
He's not afraid to take risks, to push the boundaries.
So, and then as far as like employees.
Yeah, those employee traits. This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
He's looking for 5 key things. Coachable, long-term vision, obsessed, of course, not mediocre, and believing in the company's mission.
So obsessed.
Obsessed is key. It's like a prerequisite.
A must-have.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I find most insightful is that emphasis on the long-term vision. He wants people who see themselves with him for a decade or more.
Wow.
That's not just about finding talent. It's about building a team, a family almost. People who grow with the company, creating something truly remarkable.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
It's like he's building this like army of mini MrBeasts, all on this like mission.
All aligned with that crazy vision.
Right.
Absolutely. But, it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Right.
There's a dark side to this level of fame, and he doesn't shy away from talking about it.
Okay.
He talks about the constant scrutiny, the online criticism, the negativity that comes with being in the public eye. He even mentions receiving thousands of messages telling him to kill himself.
Oh my gosh,
It's disturbing. It's a stark reminder that no amount of success shields you from that kind of toxicity.
Right.
And it's easy to forget
Yeah.
that behind this larger-than-life persona,
Right.
he's still human.
Totally.
He's not immune to the emotional toll of these attacks.
Right.
He even admits to crying in the past, overwhelmed by the pressure and self-doubt.
It's kind of crazy to think about like someone like him crying.
Right. You'd think someone at his level would be invincible to that kind of stuff.
Right.
But it just goes to show that self-doubt, it's something we all grapple with, regardless of our achievements.
So how does he
human nature.
How does he deal with it?
Well, he talks about setting his own internal compass.
Okay.
Not letting the internet dictate his values.
Right.
It's about staying grounded in his principles, focusing on what he believes is right.
Okay.
Not what the online mob deems acceptable.
That takes some serious self-awareness.
Yeah, especially in a world where it's so easy to get caught up in chasing likes and validation.
Totally.
He's basically saying, I'm going to define my own worth. Thank you very much.
And it's interesting because he's obviously in a relationship.
Yes, and he talks about his fiance.
Right, and how does that
and how she fits into this whole crazy world.
Right.
It sounds like she's a rock for him. Someone who understands his work ethic.
Yeah.
And is willing to roll with his unpredictable schedule.
And they're both super successful.
They are.
Like, in their own right.
That's what's so fascinating about their dynamic. They're both incredibly driven, successful individuals, but they prioritize supporting each other's goals.
Totally.
It's not about one person overshadowing the other.
Yeah.
It's a true partnership built on mutual respect and ambition.
Right. And I feel like it's
refreshing to see.
Hard to find that.
Especially in a world where high-profile relationships often seem, well, a bit performative. Right. It's all about the image. Yeah. But with them, you get the sense that it's genuine.
Right.
They actually enjoy each other's company, and they're both on this incredible journey together.
So, all right,
Yeah.
we've been talking so much about like YouTube,
Right.
his videos, but let's shift gears for a sec and
Okay.
talk about like his business empire beyond that.
Let's dive into that because this is where things get really interesting.
Right, because he's not just
Yeah.
a content creator.
He's not just a YouTuber.
Yeah.
He's a full-blown entrepreneur.
Right, and his chocolate company.
Dibsables, Feastables.
It's already a massive success.
Right, like 9 figures
9 figures in revenue.
in revenue. That's insane.
That's crazy.
To put that into perspective,
Mm-hmm.
his businesses are likely worth billions,
No.
potentially making him a future billionaire.
That's wild.
And what's even more remarkable is his approach to money.
Okay.
It's completely different from what you expect.
Okay, so you're saying he's not like...
He's not out there buying yachts and private jets.
Right.
You know, he's not driven by those typical trappings of wealth.
So what is he doing with all this money then?
He's constantly reinvesting profits, building new ventures, and focusing on projects that are both profitable and ethically sound.
Okay.
It's a rare combination.
So like Feastables, for example.
Exactly. Feastables is a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
He's not just churning out chocolate bars.
Okay.
He's trying to change the whole damn industry.
So...
He talks about confronting major chocolate suppliers about their practices, specifically their use of child labor.
Right. That's a huge
Problem. It is a sobering reminder that even seemingly innocent products can have a dark side.
Right.
And the fact that he's actively challenging these established giants speaks volumes about his commitment to using his platform for good.
So he's not just like all talk.
He's not just paying lip service.
Yeah.
He's putting his money where his mouth is.
And he's really trying to like make a difference.
He's trying to make a tangible impact.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not afraid to ruffle some feathers along the way.
Right.
He even shares an anecdote about a supplier's nonchalant response to his concerns.
Really?
Yeah, which just fueled his fire even more.
So it sounds like he's got this like real passion for like doing the right thing.
It ties back to his core philosophy of using his platform to expose problems and offer solutions. He's not afraid to take on powerful corporations,
Right.
even if it means facing resistance or backlash.
Mm-hmm. And speaking of challenges,
Yeah.
we have to talk about Beast Games.
Oh, absolutely.
Because this is like...
This is where we see his creative genius and business acumen collide in a truly spectacular way.
Right. It's like he created a competition show unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Record-breaking sets.
Yeah.
Mind-blowing challenges.
Right.
A level of production that rivals major Hollywood productions. And he funded it all out of pocket.
Out of pocket.
Tens of millions of dollars by his own admission.
That's wild.
Talk about putting your money where your mouth is.
It's crazy.
It's a bold move.
Yeah.
But it's paying off.
It is.
Beast Games is already one of Amazon's most successful shows.
Right.
Rave reviews from critics and audiences alike.
It's like he's tapped into something.
He has. He understands what people want, what makes for compelling entertainment.
Right.
He's not just creating content. He's crafting experiences that resonate with people on a deeply emotional level.
And he's doing it.
Yeah.
Outside of the Hollywood system.
He's challenging the traditional gatekeepers of entertainment.
Right.
Proving that creators can break through and build their own empires.
Yeah. And it's not even just about him.
It's bigger than him.
Right.
He's paving the way for other creators, showing them that it's possible to achieve this kind of success independently.
All right.
It's like he's leading a revolution.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
It's inspiring.
All right. So let's bring it back to the interview for a sec.
Yeah.
He does get pretty real about his personal life, too, right?
He does. He talks about his relationship with his fiance.
Right.
How they navigate this whirlwind together.
Because, I mean, it's got to be...
Yeah, it's got to be tough.
Tough to be in a relationship with someone.
With that level of intensity, the constant travel, the pressure, the public scrutiny.
But it sounds like she's pretty amazing.
She seems to be. They have this really unique dynamic, you know?
Yeah.
They're both incredibly driven, successful individuals. But they seem to have this deep understanding of each other's ambitions.
Totally.
It's a true partnership, not a case of one person sacrificing their dreams for the other.
Right. And they actually, like, seem to, like, enjoy each other's company.
Yeah, they genuinely seem to enjoy being around each other.
Which is, like, refreshing.
It is. Especially in a world where high-profile relationships often seem... well, a bit performative.
Right.
It's all about the image, the brand. But with them, you get the sense that it's real, that they actually care about each other and support each other's growth.
Okay, so we've talked about
Yeah.
His childhood, his drive, his struggles.
His successes, his businesses, his philanthropy.
What about his future?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Yeah.
What are his big, hairy, audacious goals?
Where does he go from here?
Well, he's definitely not one to rest on his laurels.
Right.
He talks about wanting to keep pushing the boundaries of YouTube, expanding Feastables into a global brand,
Okay.
and potentially even starting a family someday
Okay.
when he feels he can be a present father.
It's interesting that he brings up fatherhood,
It is.
you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like this.
It speaks to a certain level of maturity
Right.
and self-awareness that's not always present in people his age.
Especially someone who has achieved so much so young.
Exactly. He's already thinking about the next chapter,
Right.
even while he's still writing this one.
So I guess that brings us to the final question of what does Mr. Beast's story mean for us?
What can we learn from his unconventional path to success?
Right.
What lessons can we apply to our own lives?
I think one of the biggest takeaways is that success isn't linear.
It's not a straight line.
Right.
There's no one-size-fits-all formula.
Right.
It's about embracing your passions, even if they seem unconventional.
Right.
And finding your tribe, those who believe in your vision, even when you doubt yourself.
Totally.
It's also about taking risks, even calculated ones,
Okay.
and learning from your failures.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast has had his share of setbacks,
Right.
but he's never let them derail him. He's always found a way to turn them into learning experiences.
Right. And I think it's important to note, too, that he's managed to achieve all of this while staying true to his values.
Absolutely. That's a crucial point.
Right.
It's easy to get swept up in the pursuit of success
Totally.
and compromise your principles along the way. But Mr. Beast has shown that it's possible to achieve extraordinary things while remaining grounded
Right.
and committed to making a positive impact.
He's not perfect, of course.
He's not.
But
No one is.
he's a pretty good example.
He's a shining example of what's possible when you combine talent, hard work, and a genuine desire to make a difference.
So I think his story is really
Inspiring. Yeah.
because it's like no matter how unconventional your dreams may seem,
Right.
don't be afraid to chase them.
Chase those dreams.
You never know what you might achieve.
You never know what's possible.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with
Mhm.
Mr. Beast is still so young.
He is.
His journey is far from over.
It's just the beginning.
Right. And so considering his age and his trajectory,
What might he accomplish in the next decade?
right,
It's an exciting thought.
will he continue to redefine what's possible?
Will he become a global philanthropist on a scale we've never seen before?
Right.
Or will he step back from the spotlight and focus on building a quiet life with his family?
We'll have to wait and see.
Only time will tell.
But one thing's for sure, we'll be watching.
We'll be watching with eager anticipation to see what he does next.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us
Thanks for diving deep with us.
on this exploration into the world of Mr. Beast.
We hope you enjoyed it.
And hopefully you're leaving here today with a little bit of inspiration.
A little bit of hope.
Right.
And a reminder that you too can achieve incredible things.
So until next time,
Keep chasing those dreams.
keep diving deep.